Alright guys, what's up? It's Don Wilson here. Today I'm going to do a walkthrough and review of my Native Slayer Propel Max 12.5. I'm going to review the actual watercraft itself, show you what I like about it, show you the very few things that I don't like about it, and then I'm going to go and walk through the vessel itself and how I have it rigged for tournament fishing. So, shall we? Alright, this boat, I got it this spring. I had to drive 4.5 hours to get it in Delaware, and I'm in Virginia. Kayak shortages. It's been pretty crazy, as most of you guys know. But I was very glad to get this kayak and get the color. It's green. It's my favorite. So first overall opinion, super stable. It's 34 inches wide, so it's not super wide, but it's unbelievably stable. And I think that is because if you look at this, if you look at the deck, how it goes in really far and really deep. There's a lot of depth in here, so when you're actually standing up, your feet are below the water line, and I really like that. The other thing I really like is how sharp this keel is. So it's a really fat boat in the back, and it's not that fast of a boat, but they made this really sharp, which helps a lot. If it wasn't like that, if it was more rounded like the Titan, it wouldn't be so fast. So yes, I really love that. So one thing I don't really love, it's actually kind of twofold. So this hatch, I wish they had made this one piece. See how you have two pieces? I wish it was one open space. However, it does make it very convenient for me to put my drone in. So there's pros and cons to that, but overall, I wish it was one piece. So as I said, we already covered this part. Very stable. Love the foot area, very open. Now, pedal drive, I love it. Some people don't love it, but I do. I love the instant reverse, and that's probably the only reason that I did not get a Hobie. I love being able to instantly reverse. I think it's a big deal. There's been a lot of times where I have set the hook on a fish really close to the bank, and I start getting pulled to the bank, and I start backpedaling. I can't imagine having to pull a string or anything like that while backpedaling. I love that. It's very smooth. I don't feel like I had to do anything different on it. I didn't have to put new pedals on it. The pedals are great. It's like a BMX bike. One side, if you look closely, one side, I got the little screws in here for grip, and the other side is very smooth. So if you want to roll barefoot, you can. I actually don't like it at all, even with shoes on with these little grips. I almost think it's too grippy. So that's just my opinion. Next, the seat and the storage. So you can see, if you can put the camera down in here, under the seat, there's a lot of storage space, So I have these two KVD Plano bags that I keep certain baits and lures in. Actually, I keep kind of most of my stuff that's new and packaged in those, and the rest of the stuff in my black pack in the back. So the seat, very comfortable. I've been out in the water for 10 hours, and my butt doesn't hurt at all. It feels a lot better than my Feel Free did, even though the Feel Free still had a nice seat. Love it. I actually keep it in. I got the seat risers from Burley Pro, so it's very hard to take those in and out. So it's hard to take the seat off. So I actually keep the seat on when I transport, even though I top load. I put it down and I strap the seat down, the back part anyway, so it doesn't fly up in the wind. All right, moving to the back. I like that Nativecraft has their own version of the Boondocks landing gear. I like it a lot, very convenient, and it looks awesome. And also the back, you can see how wide it is. Basically the whole space is set up to where you can store stuff, except for on top of this part right here, which is where the rudder comes up and your steering controls are. So that's gonna bring me to my one complaint really. Some people complain about this, actually, the paddle storage, how there's not a great spot for it, but I very rarely need my paddles. I did on my last outing because I was at a lake that has ridiculous grass, and I don't really have a spot to put it, so I kind of just let it rest between the back and on the side of my sidekick frame. So the one big con, this thing right here, the rudder and steering system. The rudders that do not kick down or kick up are not my favorite. So not a lot of water gets to hit this in the back. I think your turning radius and your turning reaction and everything is much better with rudders that sit down in the water and go underneath the bottom of the boat. It takes a lot to get this boat to turn. Like a lot. If you're not going if you don't have any speed built up, it, for the most part, won't even turn. So that's my biggest complaint. And this is even after installing the Burley Pro steering upgrades. I had to rerun all these cords, set this whole thing up, drill holes, do the upgrade, and it's still, in my opinion, unsatisfactory. It's so bad sometimes that I wish I would have got a different kayak. However, that is a bit of hyperbole, because most of the time I love this freaking boat. The actual platform itself and how it has everything set up for storage, you know, it's even down to the cup holder right there. It's great. Now, that's my only real complaint. Some people say they don't have as much of an issue with it, but too many people say they do, and that's an issue. There's one good thing though. As some of you may have seen, the new Bonafide kayaks, which Native and Bonafide are the same company now, the new Bonafide has gone to the new pedal drive for them. The I think it's the P127, has the same setup as far as the drive as the Native watercraft. However, they got a new rudder. They got a flip up and down system with a lever at the front, and the rudder drops down, and it looks a lot smoother. I'm hoping that in the future, Native puts that same rudder on their newer Titans and Slayers. I think that will be a game changer for them. They will have much less complaints. So, overall, this boat, top things I like about it: stability, ease of use, storage, and honestly the weight is kind of heavy, but it's not that heavy. Like for its stability, I think it weighs 90 to 100 pounds with my seat still in when I transport, but I top load it fine. It's really not that bad. It really isn't. So for how stable it is, the weight really isn't that bad. I love it. And my only complaint, really is my own complaint, is the steering. And that's my, you know, I think they're gonna fix it. I might have just been unlucky and bought it the wrong year. Their next year's model might have the new rudder, and if it does, I'll be a little salty, but I have one thing that might fix it in the future, and so I won't have to deal with it anymore. And it might be a bow mount motor, but we'll hold off on that, and we'll see how that goes. It's not set in stone. All right, so my tournament walkthrough. This is going to be my tournament walkthrough. Let's start at the bow. This is my tournament / fishing setup, okay? Start at the bow. Anchoring. I saw this, Chad Hoover had this in one of his videos a long time ago. I don't know if he still does. This is just a ball anchor, and it sits right to the front, real easy. And then up here, I got the Anchor Wizard. Good luck finding one of these right now. Good luck finding pretty much anything right now, but this thing's awesome. If you look at the anchor, put the video on the anchor, you just turn this loose and it drops down. It's freaking awesome. It stays put, and it has plenty of torque to be able to get it back up pretty easily. I love it. Got my net set up here. Got it on Amazon, and then I used PVC to make the extension handle, and it's made a world of difference. It makes landing a fish so much easier. If you're in a kayak and you don't have a net and you're struggling to get bass in your boat, get a net. I don't know why some people don't do it. Please do it. Okay, moving back. Got the got your pedal drive. Kind of already talked about it. I love it. I love it. It's you know, it's pretty smooth. I comfortably ride around 3.5 miles an hour. I think that's pretty good. To paddle that fast, you got to be really, really working. So to casually pedal at 3.5 miles an hour, it's pretty good to me. As far as my unit, we walk around to the other side. This is the Lowrance TI2, 7-inch. It has down scan and side scan. I have the Yak Attack sail block. It's pretty easy. It's almost like a sonar pod in the fact that I can slide off the whole thing at once. I just have to take this off, which is real easy, and I loosen these nuts right here, and it slides right off. I take it inside, I charge it, and I put it in the shelf. Okay, so over here, got my catch board. I have it set up with the carabiner and a lanyard being right here, and I have it set up like this to where it goes across the other side and put some tension, shooting on this side. Now, the only thing I have noticed that the prop does need to be in the water to really do it well, or else I have to put it in my lap, and you got a chance of losing fish. So, coming to the back, We already talked about the seat, how awesome it is. This bag I've been using since I started kayak fishing. It's awesome. I keep my miscellaneous stuff in here. Line spools, scales, whatever else, spare parts, and it's great. It's see-through, so if I need to find something really, it's good. I can find it. It's, you know, it's like going to, it's like one of those security bags if you're trying to go to like a big football game or NFL game or the airport, and it's easy to be inspected, and the people feel pretty good about it. Next, got the cooler. I think these are perfect for kayak fishing. So I would actually like to put this in the front hatch. But one problem is, like I said, they have it split, so I can't fit in there. So it takes up space in the back. So I guess that's one small con. Next, this is the black pack. Got my guy Pop Smoke repping right there. Rest in peace. So I am able to fit 7 Plano boxes back here. Plenty for what I need. And rod storage. I have 2 flush mount rod holders on left and right, and I put my longer rods on those because they slant back and they don't go as high. And then I got, what is that, 7 more back here. So I'm typically able to carry 9 to 10. I can also use the one I have at the front, but in the mornings, if you're launching in the dark, you have, one of these has to take up a spot for your flagging light. But you can temporarily put a rod at the front, and once it's if you want to take the flag down later, you can put a rod there. But I usually just keep it there. All right. Some of you guys are really curious about this one, motorizing the kayak to cover more water. I got the Bixby. This is the newest model. I got their Bixby. This is the power pole mount. It mounts into the holes that were already pre-drilled for the power pole from Native. It was great. I didn't have to drill any holes. You know, it was great. It had brass inserts already ready to go, so it was great. Here's the deal. So the motor itself weighs, I think, 1 to 2 pounds, and I think the battery weighs 7 pounds. Total setup, 9 pounds. That's incredible. That's incredible. Now the only thing is, even though it's easy to set up, it's very light, it's not that fast. It's not a Torqeedo. It's not a Motor Guide. It's not a Newport Vessels. So my max speed in this thing, with all my gear loaded, which is pretty heavy, is 3.5 miles an hour. So that's right about pedal speed. So what does that mean? That means if I don't feel like pedaling, I can get the same pedal speed with no energy used. So that is good. It's not great. Now if I pedal casually, I probably get like 4 miles an hour if I'm pedaling while the motor is going. And it's like the lightest pedal ever. There's no resistance. So basically, you're at that point, you're just trying to eliminate the drag from the drive in the water. So yeah, this is my setup. Bixby motor, pedal drive. It's a perfect combination. I really like it. The battery lasts a while. I think I can run like 2 miles on full speed, but you don't have to run on full speed. It has 10 speeds, 10 forward, 3 reverse. Considering it only weighs 9 pounds, and you don't have to, it's waterproof. Up here you got the wireless control on my chest, on my PFD. It's a pretty good setup. I can't complain. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this review. I love this boat. I tend to have it for a long time. I'm always gonna do different things to make it better, but at this point right now, she's solid. So thank you for joining my channel. Please like, please subscribe. See you next time.